Hey Pilgrims, it's Nadine from Nadine Walks, and I'm here today just with a quick update for you. I am going to be headed out very soon for my summer Camino. I am so excited to finally be heading out. Usually at this point in the summer, I would have already been in Europe walking on a route, probably for at least a couple of weeks now. But this year I was just hanging around the States a little longer than normal to do some family stuff and to go to a wedding. And it's been really nice to have some time here. I finished work a few weeks ago and I've just kind of been hanging out and again, spending a lot of time with friends and family and actually seeing what summer is like here, because usually for most of summer I am in Europe. So that's been nice, but I have been itching to get to the Camino. So I'm doing some family stuff. I'm going to be heading out in a couple of days. And then from that stuff, I am then flying to Europe. So really this is kind of my last couple of days here at home. And I have tomorrow to really get ready for my summer trip. And I feel like I have so much to do. This is often the case. And I kind of have it down to a science. Like I do know what I have to do to pack for the Camino. I'm going to my writer's retreat in France again, so what I have to do for that. But it's just a lot to do. So this video won't be too long, but I did just want to record a little something before I head out to also talk about my summer plans a little bit. So I will be walking another Camino. Most likely it will be either parts of different Camino routes or several shorter Camino routes. So people have been asking me what my plans are, and the truth is I actually don't know yet. I know I'm gonna be walking in Spain. I might be walking a little bit in France, but I'm just not sure. I think for me, the problem is there are so many different Caminos I wanna do. I also would love to rewalk some that I've already done, but I think this summer I'm going to try to focus on some new stuff. But I don't have a ton of time to walk. I'll have 3 solid weeks to walk, maybe about 3.5. Then there's a chance I might have a week kind of at the very end of my summer to do another smaller walk. I'm not sure about that yet. So I do have a good chunk of time, but I think for me, it's felt almost a little limiting because there are some longer walks I wanna do, even walks that aren't Camino routes, but I just don't quite have enough time. And so I've been looking at a map of Spain and France and the different Camino routes, and I think I have come up with maybe at least a half a dozen different ideas and itineraries. My mind changes like every other day, and this morning I am changing my mind now for the beginning of my walk. So I'm not really sure. What I do know is that I'm flying into Paris, and from there I have a train to Bayonne, and my intention was to walk on the Camino Bastin, and that is about a 5-stage Camino from Bayonne, France, into Pamplona, Spain. And I loved the idea of doing that because I get to walk in the Basque Country again. It's supposed to be a beautiful route. There are not as many services on it, but it's a short one, only about 5 days. And I figured from Pamplona, I could keep walking a little bit, or that's just a great city, but it has all kinds of different transportation connections. And then so I could hop somewhere else. I probably will do it, but again, I just changed my mind a little bit this morning. And some of it, there are different reasons. I usually try to listen to my gut when deciding on a walk, and so often I just get a feeling like, yes, this is what I want to do, this is a great idea. And I kind of had that about the Bastin like a month or two ago, but then just recently, I don't know, the first stage is just a little tricky to figure out where to end and where to stay, and everything's pretty expensive in that first stage. And then there are, I think, 2 entire days where there are no services, at all. I think I have to buy food for a full 48 hours. And I can do it. Other people have done it and it's fine. But to start for the Camino, I don't know that I want to maybe start with something that feels quite as challenging. So I'm not sure. So we'll see. I may do it. What I do know, and again, I might change my mind once I'm there, but I am most likely going to walk the Camino Sanabres. I'd start in Zamora and then walk to Santiago. I think it would be about 2 weeks. And I'm pretty excited for that one. I do think it's going to be hot, at least the beginning part of it, but I think I'll be able to do it. And then I'll just have a little extra time. So I will probably be jumping around a little bit and once again, cobbling together some different Camino routes. So that is kind of the plan, even though I don't have much of a plan, but I am so excited just to be back walking on a Camino. For this trip, I have 2 new things to try out that I'm pretty excited about. So the first one is a new hat. Try it on for you. So this oh boy, this is gonna be my new hat. I feel like, okay, I'm taking it off because I always feel so self-conscious in hats. I don't love wearing them, but I did get a kind of bucket style hat for this Camino. My parents actually bought it for me. I think it's smart to have. I usually use like a baseball style cap, and this is the one I had been using last summer. I had actually lost the hat that I initially brought with me. I left it at an albergue by accident, so I picked this one up in Leon. It's okay. It wasn't my favorite, but it was fine. But I figured it was probably time to upgrade to something with like a little more sun protection, so I'm going to try this out. And then the other thing I'm bringing is this little thing. It's called coffee chocolate. I was at a local market with a friend of mine the other day, and I saw these, and this square of chocolate is equivalent to 1 cup of coffee. And so in an emergency, if I am not able to have coffee, if I'm really dragging, this has some caffeine, and so I can try it out. It is chocolate, and I'm walking in the summer, so it's probably gonna melt, but it's okay. I'll just, eat it even if it's melted, but kind of keep it in my pack for a backup in emergencies. So pretty excited to try that out. The last thing I wanted to mention is kind of my plan for being on YouTube this summer as I do my travels. And I'm also not really sure what I'm going to do about that, but I do intend, at least for some of the walking that I do, to make kind of the daily journals, daily diaries almost of my stages, kind of in the same models that I've been doing for my previous trips. But those really all put together and edit probably after my walking's done, because it just takes me a lot of time. And when I'm on the Camino, I just really want to kind of sink into it and enjoy it. So you can look forward to those, but that probably won't be coming out into the fall. But I do think I'm going to check in just with some updates. So they're just going to be shorter videos, just to kind of show either where I am or talk a little bit about how things are going. I haven't done a YouTube live yet, but I'm toying with the idea of trying that out. For some reason, it just makes me nervous being live, but I think it could be really fun to tune in every once in a while. But I do want to just kind of give a push for Patreon. And I know I've talked about my Patreon a little bit on here, and the link to it is always in the description of the videos. But if you are interested in not only supporting this channel, but also maybe for the summer, just kind of getting some more behind the scenes look, kind of more in real time updates, I am planning to share quite a bit over on Patreon. I know for my last walk in Portugal on the Ruta Vicentina, I did pretty much daily videos. They were only, sometimes a couple minutes long, 5 minutes long maybe, but I did just give some daily updates. So I don't know that I'm going to update every single day, but I'm going to try to do it a lot. So you can see maybe some short videos over there. I'll be sharing some photos. Sometimes I might write a little bit about the stages I'm on and how I'm doing. So head on to the link. It's Patreon. If you look up Nadine Walks on patreon.com, you'll find me. Otherwise, just find the link in this video description and you can go on over. They're all different levels that you can support me at, but certainly if that's kind of not where you're at, and if you're not able to support there, it's totally fine. I'm still going to be sharing here on YouTube quite a bit. So that's it. I'm gonna wrap this up. I have a lot to do tonight and tomorrow to get ready for this trip, but I'm so excited to be heading back on another Camino, and I'm also really excited to share it with all of you. So stay tuned. I'll be back soon. Buen Camino.